Have you ever tried copying the routine of someone you admire? Waking up at 5 a.m., meditating, running 10 kilometers, reading 20 pages, and by the third day, you're already hitting snooze again. Yeah, you know why? Because a routine isn't a cake recipe. It needs to fit you. Yes, the most productive people have routines, but they're not the same routines. They've created a path that makes sense for their lives, and that's exactly what you need to do too. Ask yourself, what's your goal? What's your daily life like? What works for your pace and your body? Copying someone else's routine might seem motivating at first, but if it's not yours, it won't last. And worst of all, you start thinking the problem is you, when in fact the problem is the formula that doesn't fit you. But relax. The good news is, there's a way to build your own routine, your way, and in the next few minutes, I'll show you how. Now let me share a secret that many people still don't understand. Productivity isn't about doing 1,000 things a day. It's not about filling your calendar. It's not about running around breathless with 100 tabs open in your head. True productivity is doing what matters in the lightest and most efficient way possible. Do you want to work 12 hours a day or finish in 4 and still have time to live? We grew up hearing that hard work pays off, but no one told us that working better is worth way more than just working more. Here comes the game changer. It's not about becoming a machine. You don't need to turn into a robot fueled by coffee, checklists, and unreachable goals. What you need is to find the right mental state. You know that moment when everything flows, ideas come, time flies, and you don't even notice. That's where true productivity lives, when effort feels small and results feel huge. But how do you reach that state? Hold on, I'll show you a simple and powerful way to get there. But before you reach that ideal mental state, there's a monster in the way that almost no one talks about: the resistance to start. Ever notice this? You know what you need to do. You've thought it through, planned it, even left everything ready on your desk. But when it's time to start, you freeze. Suddenly you feel like opening Instagram, or reorganizing your drawer, or just putting it off. It's like your brain goes into escape mode. The task feels too hard, or you're just not in the mood. But here comes one of the biggest truths about productivity. Starting is hard. Continuing is easy. The heaviest part of the workout is getting out of bed. The hardest part of editing is opening the soft. The most annoying part of writing is the first sentence. Once you take that first step, your body moves, your mind follows, and the flow kicks in. It's like pushing a parked car. At first it's heavy, but then it slides. So the question is, how do you take that first step lightly without relying on motivation? Soon, I'll show you a simple trick that changes the game, and you can use it starting tomorrow. So, how do you beat that invisible barrier to starting? With a ritual. Yes, a work-starting ritual. And no, it doesn't require candles, incense, or tribal dances. The idea here is simple and powerful. Remember Pavlov's experiment. Every time he rang a bell, the dogs knew food was coming. After a while, just the sound made them salivate, even without seeing the food. That's called conditioning. And believe it or not, your brain works the same way. You can train your mind to understand that certain stimuli is focus time. For example, you make a cup of green tea, play that instrumental playlist you only use for work, and reread the last paragraphs of the project you're writing. At first, it just seems like a random habit, but over time, your brain gets it. Wait, this combo means the show's about to start. And then, almost without noticing, you enter focus mode. It's like a secret password that unlocks your productivity. And the best part, you don't depend on motivation anymore, or feeling ready. Just trigger the ritual and the rest follows. But for this to truly work, there's a crucial detail, listen, and I'll tell you now. For this ritual to really work, one thing makes all the difference, and most people ignore it. It has to be simple and exclusive. There's no point in choosing a ritual with 7 steps, rare incense, a specific chair angle, and a Sanskrit mantra. If it's too complicated, you'll skip it. Your brain loves the easy path, so your ritual must be easy to repeat every time. But that's not all. It needs to be yours, and most importantly, and only for your work time. That music you pick to enter focus mode, don't play it at the gym, or in the car, or in the shower. That tea, drink it only when it's time to create. These stimuli are like buttons. If you press them everywhere, they lose their power. It's like using your favorite alarm sound as your phone ringtone. Soon, you can't stand hearing it. But if you keep those elements exclusive to work, they become almost magical. You activate the ritual and your brain understands, got it. Time to make it happen, and that changes everything. Now here's another productivity secret few people explore, and it's tied to time. Now that you have your ritual, you're ready for the next step. Discover your peak productivity hours, that part of the day when you're practically unstoppable. You know that moment when ideas flow, energy is high, and work just seems to do itself? That's your peak hour. But here's the truth. There is no universal perfect time. No matter what people say, There's no magical now or never for everyone. The key is to test and discover what time works for you. Try working in the morning right after coffee. Do you really get things done? Try the afternoon when your body is warmed up, but your mind might be a little tired. Or maybe try nighttime when silence feels like your best ally. Do this for weeks. Watch what happens when your energy actually shows up when you feel most focused. Because, don't be fooled, the time when you're most energized makes a huge difference. So what's the trick? Protect that time. That's your most valuable moment. It's when you'll get the most done with the least effort. And what should you absolutely avoid? Letting the first distraction, like social media, ruin that golden hour. That time is sacred, and like anything precious, it needs to be protected from anything that might steal your energy or focus. Now let's be real. With your ritual and this strategic time, you'll get more done in less time, with way more enjoyment. And as a bonus, there's something you can do with that time that's even more transformative. We've reached a crucial point. Avoiding distractions during your prime time. This is your most productive moment, your peak hour. And if you're not careful, the temptation to scroll can destroy it. Has it happened to you that I'll just take a quick look at Instagram and 30 minutes are gone? Or worse, that random YouTube video about something not even that interesting, but it pulls you in. These distractions seem harmless, but they can brutally steal your time. The trick here is simple. Stay alert, and if possible, block everything that might divert your attention during this sacred time. Your phone? Put it on Do Not Disturb. Notifications? Turn them all off. The key is to protect that high productivity window like it's gold. Now, one important thing you need to know: routines change over time. And that's okay. Your routine today won't be the same in 6 months. And that's totally normal. Life changes. Your job changes. Your goals may change. Sometimes a new job or a new phase of life naturally brings changes to your schedule. For example, a friend of mine who used to be super productive in the morning realized that after changing jobs, he started working way better in the afternoon. And that's okay. He didn't cling to the idea that morning was the only time that worked. The important thing is to adjust and improve your routine. Don't be afraid to test, experiment, and listen to your body and mind. As you adjust, you'll notice what works and what doesn't. The key here is to be flexible, always aiming to optimize your routine. And now, after all these tips, I'll show you how to make all this actually work with a simple trick that will change your productivity game. And I guarantee you'll never look at your time the same way again. And here's the final secret. The combination of ritual plus ideal time multiplies your productivity. You already have the ritual, which gets you into the right mindset. You already know your peak time, when you're most efficient. Now just put them together. That combo will allow you to do more in less time with less effort. Sounds magical, right? But in truth, it's pure behavioral science. When you have a clear ritual and a protected peak time, you start to produce with flow, focus without forcing, and achieve results that seemed impossible before. You stop relying on motivation and start relying on systems that actually work. And that's what real productivity is all about. Not about doing everything, but doing what really matters at the right time, in the right way. So here's your final mission. Create a simple, exclusive ritual that gets you into work mode. Discover and protect your peak productivity time. Avoid distractions during this golden window. Be flexible, adapt your routine as your life changes. And always remember, starting is hard, but continuing is easy. Your routine doesn't need to be perfect. It needs to be yours. Because when your routine fits you, everything flows. Let's make it happen.